My name is Justin Hernandez. I'm 20 years old. I have spinal cerebellar ataxia, and this is my story. As a kid, I was like everybody else, just a normal, everyday kid. Played sports, rode bikes, everything you could imagine. My ataxia, it really didn't start showing signs of it until I was like in the 6th or 7th grade. But even then they were just small signs. You couldn't really notice it unless you really observed me. Doctors as a kid, they were clueless as to what was wrong with me. They first thought I had scoliosis, and so they often checked my spine, but they saw it wasn't scoliosis, so I just said unknown disease or disability or whatever. I didn't really get diagnosed until I was about 13 or 14. In high school, I played football for 2 years, which was really a miracle I made it, because I couldn't run 10-15 yards without stumbling or just completely falling down. The off-season of my 10th grade year, I was approached by our athletic trainer. He told me that he knew what I was going through and what I was dealing with, and if I still wanted to be with the team, but I didn't have to actually do what they did. I really didn't like the sound of that, but I politely said that I would think it over and talk with them about it the next day. That night, I talked it over with my parents, and we all decided that I would be a varsity manager. Next day, it was hard for me to tell them that I was going to quit football, because football was a passion of mine and I didn't want to quit, even though I was no good. So my junior and senior year, I was varsity manager. It was good and everything. I met some pretty good people that I probably wouldn't have met if I didn't begin to train. But those 2 years, in the back of my heart, I really missed football. But those 2 years were good. And I especially missed it because our senior year we made it to the state game. I knew I wouldn't have gotten to play, but just to be there in the atmosphere, it would have been nice, I think. But even though I wasn't part of the actual team, everybody still treated me as I was on the team. I was especially proud that they treated me like I was on the team on February 8th, 2010 at our athletic banquet, where our athletic director at the time gave me my sophomore year jersey, which was the last jersey I wore for our last game before I had to quit. It was a surprise to me that I got it, and that I was even there because 5 minutes before I wanted to leave. Except our head trainer had asked me to stay. When they presented me with that jersey, I was in shock and in awe because everybody rose to applaud, and the whole football team came to give it to me because they all knew the reason I had to quit. And so I was just really, I was really proud that moment. Everybody who saw me receive it were, I guess, awed because they knew about me, and so everybody was in awe because of that, I think. Now, throughout all of school, I was an alright student. The only hard thing was getting to class, but thank God I had friends who were loving and accepting of all my differences. They helped me with anything they could. Without my friends, I probably wouldn't be able to get through every day, and without them, I probably wouldn't be the way I am, personality-wise. I guess just basically it's nice to know you have people there who love and care and support you. After high school, it's been average. I go to school and even though my Ataxia has been getting worse and worse, I find a way to battle through all my difficulties. And I hope they do find a cure for this disease, even if it isn't in my lifetime, because I don't think anybody deserves to have this disease, disability, whatever you want to call it. So I just hope one day that this happens and they will find a cure for it.